I am not a woman, but I can also still see that this is a very problematic interview. I want to hear your thoughts after listening to it.
Yeah, it was a man's world. Right? Now it's changed.
The men or the women. I don't know.
It's a shame. Yeah. I started out probably the first 15 years of doing matrimonial. The guys would cheat. 90% of the time, it's the guy who cheated.
Cheating when you were doing divorces.
Yeah, exactly. It was guys who were doing divorces. They got divorced.
Right.
So my last 8 years, it was at least 50-50. They were unhappy in the marriage. They wanted to go out. They missed something in life beforehand, which wasn't before.
Do we think that it's just women getting more independent?
I think so. I think it is. Rightfully so. I do believe that, women... There is definitely equality, men and women, and I believe there should be. Women have definitely, they've someone sparked something behind them.
Yeah. I think they need to be in the kitchen.
You're going to catch some slack for that one, pal.
Okay. So obviously, Frank Catania put himself in a little bit of a position by doing this podcast, but now fans are like, Frank, you cheated on Dolores. We love Dolo over here. And now we watch you cry and be like, this whole season, Dolores, like you're with Paul, but why does our family have to change? And then you're speaking about, he's not the one who made the comment, but I can see where fans are like, Frank, we love you. Why would you even put yourself in this position?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the name of that podcast is Champ and the Tramp. Like that's the first red flag. And the second red flag is like, why are they even talking about this? Like women in general cheating, like, if he has a personal story, like maybe I can see where they would talk about like his feelings about that. But putting this like stamp on women in general, that like 50% of women and 50% of men both cheat, and like now their independence has to do with, they're straying from their marriages. I think that's a stretch, Frank. And I don't know. Is this the real him? We've only seen him edited on New Jersey, and he was, very loved. I love Frank Catania. Ever since that bunny, calendar photo shoot, that just, warmed the hearts of millions. But is this the real Frank? Obviously, there's a reason why Dolores isn't with him anymore. They had a lot of issues a while back, and I know they're on good terms now and trying to become more of like a blended family. But I don't know. Is this kind of his past, like coming back out?
Oof. Okay. Well, I see the live chat and it's very mixed. Some people saying they understand, they weren't offended, it was a joke, and some people saying, wow, crawl back into your cave. Oh, okay, guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave that one with you guys to figure out, because I want to talk about this one. Now, all about the Real Housewives, and also I believe it was the US Sun reported this whole situation with Teresa and her plan, this plan that she devised to hang out with the core four going into filming the new season in August. So the whole plan is to avoid filming with Melissa and Joe, not avoid being in the same filming situation, just not speaking with them. So what she's going to do is protect her peace. She is explaining, well, sources are explaining, through meditation practices that are provided by Louie. Teresa is going to protect her peace, and she is not going to put herself in a space where she has to pop off with any of the other cast members. I heard this and I'm like, this is the dumbest ish I've ever heard. You think that's going to work? Like, producers are going to tap into that old school Teresa table flipping, what,
Teresa. I watched your video about this and I literally laughed out loud, because like, this is so funny that she thinks that this is going to work. Not only is production definitely going to step in, but you think that Melissa is going to let her like just turn a blind eye and like not respond to her? Melissa is one thing. Joe Gorga is definitely not going to let this slide. Let's be real. And the whole last season, I know Louie's, feelings have probably changed, but Louie was encouraging her to talk to them. I know a lot of stuff has changed, but like, this is not going to work, Teresa. I'm sorry. Ignoring them is only going to ignite their fire more, and they are going to get even more upset and more like vicious towards you. So I think it's going to backfire, actually.
I think it's going to backfire too, and then when the entire cast was announced, this was actually on my birthday, I put out a video for this because I talked to someone who was close to the cast and I did a video. Actually, they reached out to me because they were like, hey, we just want to let you know contracts are out. Not saying who this was, but contracts are out and it's not right. Everybody is returning, including Jackie Goldschneider. So I put out this video and I made sure that I was right on it. And then it came out and then I started seeing where it was popping up that Margaret Josephs is entertaining the idea of hiring a lawyer because she wants to argue against her Bravo contract, reportedly is what they were saying, that she does not feel comfortable filming with Louie after the phone calls, the threatening phone calls, allegedly, to her son and all of the other things. She is not comfortable along with a few of the other cast members. Well, Tamra Judge just did the work for us. And she said, you know what, let me call Margaret. Okay. This is what was said.
Margaret has made it clear that she does not feel safe filming around Louie. A source close to production disclosed.
Okay. First of all, I have an update on this story.
Okay.
I contacted Margaret herself this morning and she said, not true. Didn't happen. She's honest about not liking Louie, but Margaret said she's professional and no one will intimidate her to not do her job.
Yeah, I believe that.
I totally believe it too. I think that it's going to be a rough one with Teresa and Louie, seeing as how the reunion ended and all of those threats and accusations and legal stuff going on with Bo Dietl and all of that stuff. But I don't know, hiring a lawyer going into the season, I think Margaret is smarter than that. I know a lot of people don't like Margaret, but I really actually do like Margaret. And I don't know. It's kind of crazy to think how she went to Teresa and Louie's wedding after all of the stuff that they've been through. She actually kind of tried to mend things with Teresa. And I think Teresa tried to do the same. They were on good terms, but obviously that ship has sailed. And while I think Margaret is smart enough to know keep Louie and Teresa at arm's length now, I don't think that she is hiring a lawyer. I mean, what purpose would that serve?
Right. And then also it's not, if she pushes back on her contract, it's just putting herself in a bad position where Bravo might be like, you know what, if we have to pick between you, if everyone else is fine filming with him and you're creating a problem for us and it's just holding us back, then sorry, Margaret, we'll just let you, you don't want to play with your, same thing we were just saying about Raquel. You don't want to play with your contracts. I get it. You want, fight for a little bit more money, fight for your worth. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but you still got to be very careful with how you navigate.
Exactly. As much as I love Margaret, if, I understand that Teresa is kind of the glue that holds the show together. So if she does anything to say I'm not filming with Teresa, I think they might not just film her at all.
Oof. Okay. Did you also see the Meghan King drama where on Watch What Happens Live, she slammed him too as a slime ball and a narcissist?
I did.
Do you know that this is the third or fourth Watch What Happens Live guest in a row that has been asked about Louie and they're like, dirtbag, slimeball, narcissist, red flags. I'm thinking in my head, I would just die inside if I had to. It's not that serious, but I would just, it would kill me to have to defend Jason like that against everyone and be almost part of me would be thinking to myself, am I missing something? Is there something am I too close to the situation that I'm not seeing the big picture, or is everyone else so far removed and they're seeing such edited snippets and press that they don't really know what's going on? And it's you know what I mean?
I know. And it seems like Teresa is just in her little love bubble and she is not going to let it burst. She is not going to let anybody get in there and burst that bubble. I'm worried about it. It's obvious how he comes off on TV, and I think everybody is noticing it. It's kind of funny how you brought that up about everybody saying that about Louie, because after the reunion and during the reunion, everybody that was asked, are you on Teresa versus Melissa's side, also chose Melissa. So it was a 3 or 4 guests in a row saying this. So it's kind of, becoming a pattern.